Good morning. How you all doing? Well, this week is going to be fairly simple, mostly because it's a holiday week here in the United States. I'm going to be doing just design this week because I got to do a lot of redesign and improvements upon the ships for mid-game and also some late-game ships. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start designing a heavy combat ship. So something that we could shoot towards. If I could get this designed in such a fashion to where it requires only like I don't know, maybe like level 17 stuff, then we'll be in good shape. That its unlock level is like around level 17. Maybe even level 18, so that we can work up to it. That will give us something to shoot for as a vehicle. I also feel like I'm going to redesign the wedge also. So, gotta work on a transition ships. That's what I'm doing today. So. Okay. Just going to be taking what we've learned, trying to fix some things. Because the fox works. It's just we discovered by assaulting that location that its weakness is rockets. Because it doesn't destroy, it doesn't cause a lot of damage to itself, but it's just not fast enough to avoid getting hit by rockets. It can avoid getting hit by everything else, just not rockets. Also, I need to redesign the wedge, preferably turning it into more of a warp-capable personnel carrier, like having a section in the back that's opened up. That's what I'm thinking. Because, I mean, we don't need another similar sized ship. That one. So, that's what we'll be doing. And I also want to redesign the transport ship. Mostly for this. I want to improve the undercarriage for it. So that we can have an easier time docking and undocking. And also being able to get in and out of the ship. That was one of our biggest hurdles when we were on our last playthrough. That I noticed is that I was having trouble just getting in and out of the ship. When we took on points of interest. But let's get the heavy combat ship out of the way here, though. My nose is acting up today. I'll just spawn them over here. That way we can have all of our... Actually, I don't think we need to. Yeah, this particular ship is going to be one that's we're not going to be able to spawn. We're not going to be able to build until very late for our game because of that artillery gun. It makes it to where, we won't be able to create this thing until way later. Okay, anyway. Moving on. Late game SV. And it's going to be a double cockpit design. It's going to be a double cockpit design, and it's also going to have probably rail guns on it, stuff like that. Bring it air first. That. And cockpit. Okay. Go. This. There. I know that I want this thing to be fairly large. Don't want it to be lock that in here. Holes. Okay. Front of the ship. I'm gonna first make the. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna make the back of the ship here too, real quick. So this thing needs to be warp capable. So. This thing needs to be heavily armored, warp capable. Few bytes. It'll be the largest CD I've ever made, so First, make the profile. I want to do something similar to the, because I'm liking this kind of design in the back. That way, all my ships will look fairly similar. Up. Oh yeah, also. Also, I have to remember to leave enough room for the combat thrusters. Combat thrusters are probably going to be a large part of this design. The idea is that there'll be devices that will turn off and on when we need them. There. Make it a sharper angle back here a little bit. Oh, shh. Geometry mode. Oh. Be a little bit better. got thruster jets S 40, 20 kilowatts, 90 kilowatts. Probably these for forward, probably. Yeah, 1x1x3, maybe. Mediums though. 2x2x5. Could probably do 2 thruster mediums. We have 2s. There's a completely different design. Yeah. Up here. Yeah. 12. And kill. Do, do, do. I make this thing one giant delta wing, I feel. Maybe. Trying to leave enough space in between each device so that if it gets hit by a rocket, it won't immediately get destroyed. maybe. This. Nose is just acting up like crazy today. I want this thing to look like it's built to go fast. Because if I do this right, it will go really, really fast. We just have to have enough space to put everything on board and also make it to where it's got enough fuel to do that. A bunch of reserve fuel on board. Figuring out the engines. Which also means that there's going to be like 3 layers at this point. 3 layers of blocks. 2 layers are protecting the control block. And I'll have to put enough RCS on this thing so that if worst case scenario, one of our maneuvering thrusters gets taken out, one of our combat maneuvering thrusters gets taken out, this thing can turn on a dime to where you can use the rear thrusters to get around. definitely, surely figuring out. Clear end of the ship. That's there. Okay. Sure. Just for the sake of making the back look all interesting. Statistics here, real quick. Infinity! Beyond? 119 meters per second. That's actually pretty good. That's a that's a lot of thrust in one direction. Gonna definitely get you the hell out of there quickly. I'm like level 12. Designing from the rear end of the craft. Starting from the back, work our way forward. Like that. This here. Slowly but surely kind of designing out the business end of this vehicle. Here. There we go. SV heavy time? SV heavy time, yep. Starting out from the rear end of the ship. It's gonna have two thruster Jet 2 mediums in the back. So this thing goes fast in one direction. But also I'm gonna have some toggleable, extra combat thrusters that allow us to go up, down, left, and right really, really fast. That we can turn off when we don't need them. So I'm leaving enough space to where we can do that. Where we'll have like a thruster up here, a thruster down below that can cover itself up when not needed. And I'm thinking probably trapdoors or the other type of door. What do you call them? Shutter doors, yeah. So I'll kind of close them. And it's also going to be a double cockpit, so we're going to have two cockpits on this thing. Probably F-16 style cockpits. I'm also leaving enough layers underneath it to where if it gets attacked from below by a rocket, one actually hits it. It's not going to destroy everything. So we're going for heavy. We're going for a heavy ship. All right. Do this just right here. Because whatever I do here, I have to have enough space to put all the weaponry. Figure out like how much of it. Probably not much of a delta wing. I'm probably going to just widen it enough to where I could put weapons right here and then just have it stop. I want to kind of smooth this part out a little bit. Probably right here. Something like this. That. Not like that. That. There we go. This. There we go. Well, that kind of fills things out a little bit more. I'll leave that open. Probably should be thinking about the thrusters I need to put on board this thing. Which, most likely, they're probably going to be on the top part and leaving the bottom part for armor. For armor's sake. Yeah. So. There, right here too. Thrusters right there. Put thruster on the top here. I'll just kind of set these here for now. Just to remind me that these are thruster locations. Kind of staggering them a little bit here. Trying to make these in such a fashion to where, well, that each design is getting better than the previous one. I'm also going to redesign the transport, mostly because of the bottom part and the fact that it's kind of difficult. When I was doing during my last hardcore playthrough, I was having difficulty. It was just taking a lot of time to get from up there from down here. I mean, I had to go pretty much through the entire ship just to get up there because we were going to points of interest using this thing and on other planets, and it was a chore going back and forth. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to implement what I've done over here on a similar ship of size to this one. So that's what we'll be doing later on in the week. These are just going to be the beginning of the quote-unquote Delta Wing, so it doesn't need to be thick. For the most part, it's just going to be here for design, and also make it to where it's not so long looking. I also have to keep in mind that how to get back on board this thing from the surface of a planet, because when I have a heavy armor set on, I want to be able to get on and off of this thing. I can't make it too tall. I have to put the cockpit in such a location to where I can easily get back on board. Piece of this right here. That way a little bit. I'm making it solid, and I'll dig out areas where I'm gonna put weapons and fuel tanks and stuff like that. I'm just kind of roughing out the design right now. Yeah, what kind of a cockpit? Oh, down here. Probably do something like this. I'll probably have like a bomber location, you know, a gunner location, and also a pilot location. So I could have two different cockpits on this thing. What I'm thinking about doing. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds like a good idea. of this one will be the gunner. And then in front of this one, longer cockpit, and that will be the pilot. Just fill that in. Looks like a funny looking crocodile. A little bit, yeah. Crocodinator 2018. Right? Something like that right there. Slowly but surely filling this thing out. Need to figure out a way to kind of main belly of this thing. Let's see. Merge wing. Medium. Something like that. Long, maybe. Oh. Delta wing small, yeah. Oh. Okay. I don't think that's the way it's supposed to look. That's what I think. I don't think it's supposed to look that way. Yeah, I don't think it... The mesh itself is outside of the box. I don't think that's supposed to look that way at all. But large. Oh. Yeah, the mounts are completely wrong. Yeah. Ooh. That looks pretty. I got a page of the of like an F-14. Like, okay, go with it. Yeah, okay, go a lot further out. A little ways. The bottom belly of the cockpits that I'm trying to figure out right now. I want to go about making them look. Also have to have enough room to put the combat thrusters in on the left and right side. Probably gonna put them like right down here, maybe. These are going to be the maneuvering thrusters for when it's just traveling. So it's going to have 4 of them on either side. It's going to be the small thrusters. And then we're going to have much larger thrusters that are going to be somewhere around here. Let's figure out a way to fill in the locations. Also need to have some downward facing thrusters for both travel and combat. I can probably never mind. That's where the warp drive is. Can't put it there. Probably right there. Yes, that's where the warp drive is. Well, that's one of the major reasons why the entire back here is kind of like thick, extremely thick, because of the warp drive that is currently on board. Like clearly. Yeah. Probably right here. There's the 4. Can't put it there. there. Get those up. Let's get these thrusters put in at least. Up, up. This. Well, 4. All thrusters right there. Sides. Just, there we go. There. So we got up, left, right. We do up here also. Oh, fuck. Oh, not that way. Four thrusters left and right. Lift off is 4. Hopefully that's enough. Or it's gonna have a hard time trying to lift off. Think you need more with this weight? Yeah. Yeah, we may have to put like 2 more, maybe. We'll find out. We need to finish building the thing first. Because we need to know what the final weight of this thing is going to be. Because there's no point of adding more thrusters if we're, you know, we're just going to add more weight to it. Also, we have to keep in mind that the smaller thrusters are for travel in between targets. So once we figure out how what's all going to be on board, then we'll start kind of adding, subtracting and all that. I want to start thinking about bringing, you know, finishing this, the front of this thing off here. Oh wow, we actually went through like 1,000 blocks of Hardened steel, huh? Gonna be heavy. It gonna be heavy. Very heavy. I was kind of expecting this thing to be heavy, so... Or medium thrusters, yeah, could probably do thrusters. I'm just hoping that if we put medium thrusters on this thing, it's not going to be expensive. How much power does a medium thruster require? Okay, 80 versus 45, so twice as much. Force 80, twice as much. Okay, so 2 thrusters. It would be 90 kilowatts. So I'd be saving 10 kilowatts by just having 1 medium thruster versus... Okay. But it goes from... But 2 medium thrusters is only 500 kilograms, while this is 700 kilograms. So I'd be packing on 200 extra kilograms for each medium thruster. Is the question. Yes, I guess. Moving this thing further and further back here. Gotta make a point. Difficult. That or just kind of give up on the idea of having it come to a point. Probably just put the guns right there. Yeah, it's a spaceship. It doesn't need to be aerodynamic all the time. Okay. Thing has got to be a mixture of plasma can. Probably. Gatling guns make the most amount of sense close to the body rather than out on the wings. Things like rockets and also the plasma probably be on the sides. Probably, what I could probably do is I could probably replace one of the. We're gonna replace one of these with a medium. So we'll have one small, one medium. See if that works. We'll do. Do a small and a medium. Maybe that'll work. Check. "13 meters per second down. 400 kilonewton of force." It's 38.4 tons. Probably put some also need to back up thrusters. You side. We put a warp tank on. And I gotta fit combat thrusters on here too. Ah! We'll put regular rockets on first. Unlock level 17. And by the time we get this thing, we can get this thing, we'll have... Okay. You forgot the down thrusters? Or am I blind? No, they're here. Those ones. 2 mediums, 2 smalls. So far. Oh, yeah, we haven't added those yet. I'm still trying to figure out placement of everything. Well, still trying to get placement to be just right. Because I'm trying to fit. I'm literally trying to fit like 2 sets of thrusters. Ones that will be on all the time, and then a second set that will turn on when I need them. Or when it's in combat. And having enough fuel to where I can have like maybe 30 minutes of fuel while in combat. Therein lies the problem. Something I'm trying to figure out. Hear me. I gotta cover those things up though. I know. Try and bury this thing in here a little bit more. Make them a little bit harder to hit. Your co-pilot's lap. No, we won't do that. Absolutely not. However silly that would look. Ooh. Oh wait, I had it. The top part of the ship doesn't have to be as armored. Plus, they're going to be targeting right there anyway. That's where the core is located. Get right here. Fuel locations here. On the inside, seeing how much space I have to work with. Me as gold, you hold the thruster, we land, you warm up. Yeah. If you just hang on, as soon as we go to land, you'll warm up real quick. Just wait until we land. It'll warm up very quickly. Probably put it on either side. Yep. back. That way. Gotta put generators in this thing too. There. There. We got 4 fuel tanks right now. Go. There's 5 fuel tanks. Two layers in between fuel tanks and the outside. RCS, yeah, we gotta put that in there too. Fuck. To run all this, that's 3,000 fuel capacity right now. Good generator on board. We're probably gonna have a dual generator setup. A lot of things we're gonna have to cram in here. Got the RCS, we got the combat thrusters we're gonna have to put in here. We got the other weapons we have to put on board. Right corner system, right? Yeah. Now I gotta figure out what my combat thrusters are actually gonna be. Not gonna be those. Let's see. Definitely not gonna be a 2x. Probably do the thruster S's. The jet S's. Probably put the jet S's. They're 1x3x1. And these are normally ones I would put on the back of an SV. Yeah, they're the most compact version I can think of. Yeah. Grab those then. We'll just have to find a spot where we can squeeze them in. And I'm thinking probably, for the sake of combat, I'm thinking probably like the 2 up, 2 down, 2 left and right. So a total of 8. And since they're 1x3x1, we can use trapdoors rather than the shutters. Whatever you think, I think one more. Yeah. Well, we're trying to make this thing also, you know, somewhat fuel efficient to where it won't break our bank, because we are doing this in hardcore, and any fuel we spend, we have to actually find. I think it spends 2. When you do something like that, it spends 2 when you're in symmetry mode. Weird. thrust. We got 2 layers of protection below this, so if they can get through that, it means we screwed up and we got hit too much. It's fine the way it is. And if this gets destroyed, well, it means our rear engines got destroyed. Which means we screwed up. Most damage come from the front, yeah. Well, front and below, though. Because you're up in the air. Just check things over here. Okay, so we can lift off. That's good. Lunk. Whoa! We have no RCS, so we can't turn, but good. Got a flat belly, so it kind of just... Or fly in reverse, yeah. Double check here. Okay. Didn't have too much trouble getting on board this thing. The initial jump is fine. Because I gotta think about this from the standpoint of if we land and we do repairs, can we get back on board? Got the rockets. Rockets on board. Chain guns on board. I do want to put some... Need to put some lights on board, put the RCS on board. Then we'll try to figure out a way to squeeze in. Well, oh, right there. Let's do RCS. Or RCS. Six RCS. Does not like to turn very fast. I need a lot more than that. Things are going to require a lot of RCS to just move relatively fast. Okay, roll is 3 degrees. Pitch. Yeah, 1 degree, 1.2. Well, if we lose our... we have a chain reaction, it means we screwed up. Okay. .3 degrees. A little bit better. Okay. We've got 12 RCS in here, don't we? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 11 RCS right now. Just making sure the turn speed is quick enough. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a tier 2 RCS for SVs. Basically, small vehicles don't have tier 2s, sadly. And then make these, because it's a combat vehicle. We're gonna be trying to not get hit by rockets, so hence why we have to have so much RCS. Okay, they're better, much better. Get the rest of the thrusters on board. The thrusters, they need stopping thrusters. And also thrusters to keep us from going too far up. I'll put them right here. Need to be careful not to put them anywhere that a thruster explodes and then it explodes everything on board. Spot where there's at least one block separation from everything else. Ramming speed. You don't wish to Leroy Jenkins it. Something like this. I do not wish to Leroy Jenkins this. That will be travel. That's 4 pointed up. This right here. Right there. That works. Okay, so we got up, we got down. For travel, we need reverse. Up, down, reverse. Where am I going to put reverse? Here, maybe. Ah. Yeah, let's do that. Stopping thrusters. When you just need to stop. For those moments you just wish to just say no. Okay, you can only go no by one. Okay. Fine. Those are like additional. They're gonna be kind of out by themselves, but we use the cockpit glass as an air brake system. Rich, these lifting boat works. Yeah, it's just open the cockpit. That'll like act as air brakes. They just slow you down just enough, and then they break off. That works. So we got rockets, chain guns. Okay. And we've just exceeded our weight. Okay. Can we at least float? Yes, we can. We're not exactly very fast right now. But for travel, we're doing just fine. We're at 56 of what we're capable of producing in power, so we're doing pretty good. So we need more thrusters. The land. Back and forth is pretty good though. Yep. We need more oomph power. Okay, so that's not enough. What we have here, the failure to take off. do here. Add of these. Adding another medium thruster. Since we just added a ton of weight onto this. So we're taking off. Okay. Which is just enough for travel. Good. I have to say it. So it lifts off, goes up, it goes down. We're good. Now we just need to figure out now we just have to figure out the combat thrusters. Figure those babies out. You need to figure out left, right, and up and down. Left, right, and up and down. These thrusters are going to be used for avoiding getting shot at. Figure out where the hell we're going to put these things. Get left and right done first. And probably around. Excuse me. Game. That made no sense. How did you? Whatever. No. No clue. No clue why the game even thought that was a valid decision to make. Yeah. I'm going to try and cover them up by making kind of like cheeks on this thing. Left and right. Because of symmetry. Fill you in. That's sake of making it look somewhat, maybe kind of sort of filled in, look like it's a part of it. Undo only does one block. Iki. Let's see here. Here. 2. Trapdoor. No trapdoors. No trapdoors for SVs. Okay. Option 2. Better doors. Hey, worth a shot. You never know. Okay. Okay, that's that made. I'm gonna have to texture those things to make them look a little bit more interesting. This real quick. Fix the look of that. There. Much better. More blocks, more weight, and your combat boost is gone. Yep, I know. That's why I'm gonna have to put some in the back here too. So these things follow a signal. I want these things to open up at the same time that I turn those thrusters on. They'll be off by default. Do that later. Left and right are going to be the most important ones, because we're going to need to be able to quickly, left and right quickly. Don't have alternate versions, okay. Sure. Up above or down below? What? Do this instead. Do that instead. We'll just make this longer. Up. Drop that. Or do that in either. Okay. Sure. 2x2. Okay. Not a 1x2. No. This'll work. This. Oh. That. There. Hold on to everything? Eh. Maybe. Maybe sorta. Maybe sorta kinda. Okay, that makes the front look a little bit better, actually. Doesn't make it feel so empty. The way it looked before it looked all empty and stuff, but now it feels like there's actually something there. Makes it look a little bit more beefy. So let's do this quick. Just open them up by default. They're already turned on. Check out left and right. Can't see the numbers here. Yeah. It does move a lot faster, so. Whoa. 6 maneuverability here. Ook. We don't have the up and down yet, but probably to the side though. Changing our direction is pretty good too. Yeah, I'm gonna test it. Let's see if I can turn on those thrusters at the same time as I open up the open up those doors. I tab out and tab back in because the pretzel player got in the way. We just need up and down now. I'm happy with those results. It's supposed to be like slow and cumbersome when it's just traveling because it's in fuel save mode. But as soon as it gets to its destination where it's going to actually start doing combat, I'd flip a switch and it'd completely change the flying characteristics of the ship. Okay, now we just need up and down, which will do probably cause the most amount of good for the ship. Like this right here. I could probably like right here, in between the two rear engines, because again, we lose the rear engines, it's not going to matter how many other engines we have available. We're kind of screwed. If you fly and put the nose to the ground and hold the with backwards boost. And hold it tight. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see here. We need to around this. This. That and then that. So they open up like this. There we go. Slope tool. Yeah. Okay. That got beneath here. Oh, aim. How are you able to do that? Problem. That's gonna be like right up against the fuel tanks. These are the most dangerous ones. Probably put it on the wings. Boom. It'll be further away from everything else. On the wings. Will be just fine. Here. As long as we have one block's difference, fine. Like this. Yeah. That. Make it look like it's structurally sound. Think left or... I think there's a block separation in between the thruster and this block, so it could not block it. Should. If I tell you now that the bases can't shoot at you as long as you're hovering right in the middle above the base, then oh, that's no fun. No fun of like sitting and just kind of sitting on the top of it. But then there's also the fact that you have to get there first. You have to get to above the base. So there's something right. Yeah, they can't shoot directly up. I know. I'm trying to ignore that particular BS, to be honest. Because, well, that just means you just make something that's slow enough and armored enough to just camp the top of it. Which, I mean, is not very entertaining. When you're just sitting there going, well, I'm just going to mosey on over here and just kind of sit on top here while I let my guns kind of just shoot at it. Besides, I'm quite sure the developer is going to change that. They're definitely going to change that. They're going to probably make a gun that can shoot straight up. Like rockets. Like rocket silos. I could see the developers doing that. It's like rocket silos that just kind of shoot up. That shoot straight up and then they curve and then they kind of track. So if you're sitting right up at the top of a base, rockets will just fire straight up at you. I could see the developers adding that to the game. The game's kind of heading in that direction anyway. I come up in front, yeah. That. You up. Okay. Okay, so we got up, down, left, and right. We're kind of running at 88%. I just need to add a I gotta add myself a probably another generator just so that all my guns will work. We got up, down, left, and right. Do some signal logic. Actually, devices. Okay. Combat mode. Here. Okay. Clusters. Logic. Shortcut. Ah, here. Yeah, that's why. Okay. I have to put them into their own. That's what I was group name. Yeah. Okay. And left. Okay. And down. And that's front. Yeah. Up, left, right, down. And then hanger shutter doors. See if we can get that to work. It won't work? Yeah. This will turn it off and on though. Good. Active. Shortcut. Oh, that part. I know it'll turn the thrusters off and on. That's our power down by 10%. Can't shut the doors off, yeah. So, let's see here. What do we do about the doors? How can we get the doors to work? Probably signals. Combat first. Probably put it under signals. Go. We'll just it'll be like a two-step system. When we get close to a point of interest, we're going to attack. We'll do that. So we just basically go like this, that. There we go. And then shut off, close. That'll work. We could also put like the weapons on the same for the combat, for the combat thrusters. Yeah, let's test this. Move you backwards. Pull back a little bit. There we go. So we sit here, trying to cycle these in. Yeah. And I can levitate. Oh, sweet. Check that out. I can shoot straight down in this thing. Nice. Yep. And we just do this. Okay. So now we need to get landing gear on this thing. We need to double check to make sure we have everything else that we need. We got some guns we're gonna have to add to. Some simple guns. I mean, in fact, I could probably just leave it the way it is, and then we could just add, we could switch out weapons. So we could switch out the chain guns for the pulse lasers or something like that. Or the plasma gun, or the plasma lasers. Plasma would be really good for like a point of interest buster. In fact, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm just gonna switch these out temporarily, just to kind of play around with the SV guns. I haven't had a chance to play around with them. The plasma cannons. Rebel. Fuel tanks. I think we have enough fuel on board now. Yeah. Don't need? Nah, not really. Well, I guess an O2 station would be nice to have when we're out and about, yeah. Oh, ammo box? Yeah, magazine box, that's right. Need one of those. Magazine box and also station. The 3-block system. There we go. Probably near one of the cockpits. Makes most amount of sense. Put it right there. And we can turn off symmetry mode. We're done doing anything symmetrical, so. Storage too, because if you go and loot because you don't know where many. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, this thing is not going to be able to allow us to heal ourselves, so it's not going to be as great as the tank. But we should have, yeah, we should allow ourselves at least a little bit of a touchdown, do some repairs, grab oxygen, stuff like that. I'll probably put it on this side, like right there. I'll use something. Put it behind a shutter. Why not? That way we can just go like that. Grab our oxygen and then close it. I just noticed that. That might hit the rear end of our... They're homing missiles, though. I'm gonna have to put those somewhere different. Because those are kind of in the way. I got a feeling those are gonna hit the rear end of our combat thrusters. Yeah. Yeah, need to move those. Or landing gear. Again, we are. Landing gear, landing gear, landing gear. Shoot. You probably put them somewhere. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just kind of taking this a little bit at a time here. Just do 2 bellies. Landing gear. Yeah, that'll be fine. Keep it sleek. Got the 2 O2 tanks here. Need to put them somewhere. Probably put them right over here. One on each side. There. There we go. O2. There's the bridge. I gotta move those rocket launchers. They're kind of in the way. Probably put them around top, actually. Probably don't even have to take them down. Why not? It's not gonna interfere because, well, those are right there. O2 can do, yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Probably fine. I'd say first iteration of a combat ship we've done pretty well. Here, okay, these plasma cannons require EL charge SP. Charge. EL charge SP. And we'll replace the front with the plasma cannons. See if they even work. With the power generation we currently have. Reload. Okay, we're running at like 66% power. Not bad. work out just fine. That's in travel mode. Right? We don't even have combat mode turned on. Yeah, we're not using a lot of power. Good. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't go beyond 88% power usage. Just trying to fire. Yeah. That's good. Good to me. Gonna land here. Down to percent. Good to me. Oxygen on board. Now let's homing missiles. Homing missiles require. What's it require? $135 HMSL. I'm just gonna double check. I'm also gonna save this design real quick. I'm gonna save this design real quick before we test and find out. Wait. I have a new project too, but I need a little bit more work and love. Yeah. PM? Okay, just a second here. As _. The wolf. Just in case I shoot this thing and it blows up. Test one. Firing direction blocked. Okay, so it won't even fire them. I was afraid that it was just going to destroy. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah. Nope. Excuse me. Your industry. Something's wrong with the conversation. There we go. Wonder why it's weird. Okay. Pull this over. As I pull this over. My computer is really slow right now. There we go. Oh my, it's huge. Yeah. I see artillery turrets. Nice. Very nice. Making a space station, I see. That's tool turrets? Really? They look like artillery. Move these around so that they're not buried. Yeah. So we need to put the rockets somewhere. Probably put them on the wings somewhere. Yeah, we'll do that. What? Put them on top of the wings rather than on the bottom. Probably put something there. Whoa! Game decided to move forward. Ooh, spotlight. Put spotlight. Spotlights. Oh. Put them down. Landing lights. Front drill, neo, and multi. Oh, nice. So it's a giant CV, huh? Hmm. Okay. Lights on board. A couple of flares. There. Spice. Red. Five. There we go. Tiny 280-meter long, but that's okay. Nice. Yeah, just a small vehicle. You know, just something tiny. Nothing too crazy. We'll make this one blink a lot longer. There we go. Put probably one on the belly. There we go. Good to me. Okay, so we're gonna add lights. Thing isn't like extremely dark. I don't want like that. I increase the intensity, yes. You don't want you to be blinking, and you don't want you to be red. That should be fine. There's lit up in areas. You also need to go back to default here. Make sure that it's a default Gatling gun setup rather than plasma guns. That way, depending on what we need, we can switch them out for ulterior weapons. Now you capture. Oh yeah, did I forget to switch back? I did. There we go. Yeah, I forgot. It's something I recently set up and I'm still getting used to it. That way, if I do forget, you guys can still see what I'm doing. So. Ugh.
only the highest quality stream, that's for sure.
Only the highest quality stream here. Okay. Kind of making it look a little bit better. That worked. There. So that matches all the other locations a little bit. There we go. And we'll do some this. Just to kind of cover those up. Since that's not where the guns are anymore. Here. Let's do this instead. On all blocks, a light. Christmas is let it glow. Yeah, let's put a light on every single block. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, so got that all done. Thing textured then. Do this. Something slightly different. We'll do something similar on the other side. And we went straight down. Okay. There we go. That looks awesome. Funny as you can do this with one click, yeah. Color all of them and color them all and with one color, yeah. Pretty sweet. Let's do Interesting. Probably make the main body. That's the lights on every block, I mean. Oh yeah, you're talking like. Oh, you're talking about like replace, you know, put a block light on every single block. Okay. Do something. Not what. There we go. Do. Oh my goodness. Could be someone. All the way back. Because I'm thinking about putting the name on the side of this thing, much like the fox. And that would be like a good spot. Right? A wolf. For those of you who have been around long enough to know when I was playing The Long Dark, you all know about my love-hate relationship with wolves. They're all jerks. They always show up at the worst possible time and always cause a ton of damage, and then they leave. Put an arrow right here to point out oxygen. Let's do some texturing here. Over the selection mode, there is a button fill all marked blocks with that you just select, and the number line, example 1 is a light. And click the button and everything filled up with lights on all available sides. Oh, That's just crazy. That's ridiculous. So if you wanted to make a vehicle that was basically a lit up Christmas tree, you could. Oh. Don't waste time, use the brain. Nope. Those are go. Good. I could probably change the color. A darker color. Yeah, let's do that. Change the doors to a darker color because it makes a lot of sense. Since, well, they're probably lit up. Or they should be darkened. A lot of sense. And the best is that works with all block stressors or whatever. Oh wow. Jesus. Bum, bum, bum. You got them all? Got them all. Good. Okay, those are all filled in. Do something right here, though. Probably do this. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, on either side, that sounds good. White color. Just for difference in texture. We're going to take a similar page out of the its smaller sister ship, which is the gonna do that. Because the fox has got a nose like that, so we're gonna do a similar nose. It's a good option if you want to fill up a big cargo ship with storage boxes. Example, 5x10 wall art that fill up. Not every box must be separate. Yeah, I hear you. It works. Especially if you're doing large projects like that. You're doing extremely large projects. Like that, I guess. Making giant ships. Anything you can do to not have you placing blocks forever. Makes a lot of sense. That and that. That. Nope. Yeah, I like your explorer. But yeah, once I'm done with this, then I will upload this onto the workshop so you all can play around with it. This is our endgame SV. We'd probably make a transport version. Probably make ourselves a transport ship of some sort, SV. Probably going to be something we would be able to spawn in sooner than this one. This one's going to be like, we've gotten out to far into late game. Kind of a ship. That's nothing in comparison to my Space City Big One. That is 280 by 420 meters. There's so much space for cargo box. Like, heck, why not? Why not? Reasons. That's why. This. Yeah, take a quick check what I did back here. Okay. I'm gonna do something similar. Not exactly similar. This. Better. Not sure. I think you've never seen that base, or maybe. Let's see. Let's see. I might have. Might have shown me that one. Oh yeah. No, I haven't seen this one. Jesus, that's huge. That is a huge base you got there. It's basically just a giant platform. It's a giant hangar underneath with like a floating island in space. Literally what it is. Just a floating island. That's no big deal. I think I made like one thing that big. That, do something like this, and then we will that. So that it shares a similar look to that thing. Oh, also, I have made big things before. This is the destroyer. 200 meters. It's like 202 meters long. I'll never be able to fly the thing because, well, it's even with just the number of thrusters that would be required to get this thing off the ground is. And it's got fake turrets on it. Fake large turrets. Got fake mini batteries in the back. Landing strip with a hangar. He's big. This is the ship that basically got me to start using just white, gray, and orange on everything. Before this one, that was the biggest ship I had. The Reclaimer. In the large glass papyrus, there's experts in CV. Not built to fly, but it looks like a museum. Yeah. Looks nice. Yep, it's a biggin. It's a biggin ship. So I have made large things. Trying to make things that are small but also very efficient. I've moved on. Oh yeah. Here. Yeah, I make cheap and efficient vehicles. That's what I do now. I might make I know that once we make I'm gonna make an end game, a proper end game CV. Probably gonna be something. Probably gonna be a very, very large. Probably gonna be a very large vehicle CV. Because it's going to be kind of like a mobile forward base almost. So it's going to have maybe like three 3x3 plots. So probably a total of 18 farm plots thing. That's going to be designed to allow us to go to the faraway planets without having to go back home. With a hangar and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it... I'll die? Did he die? Oh no. There's like... Not quite sure. Don't really exactly pay attention to a lot of the malls in the United States. All I know is that there are shopping malls, which is a series of many different stores all crammed into one area. Mostly clothing stores.
where it's a series of different store
companies and brands and all that stuff kind of crammed into one small spot. Hard to describe sometimes. Almost like shopping mall, but indoors. Yeah. Go through here and kind of designate all the thruster areas. That's the real job here, because I want them to look like they've been running for a while and they kind of got a bit of a crust on them. Well, maybe call it. Germinate. Give it many single malls for food, small stuff like books and coffee machines. Ah, yeah. Yeah, United States is kind of weird. When it comes to their malls, they like to keep them all together. Large malls. We do have like strip malls, which are just a series of stores connected end by end. That block. Yeah. That block will drive me nuts. Guaranteed. Go. Got all the thrusters. Oh no, we got up here. And pump it up. Yeah, you could probably put like giant thrusters on it. Definitely put a bunch of giant thrusters on this thing. You could. Come on. This thing moving around is hard to control at times. Make it lighter and automatically... Oh, make it lighter? Yeah. This thing is designed to be... Well, I'm not going to put a bunch of plastic on this thing. This thing has to take... This thing has to be able to survive a hit from a rocket. So, hollowing out the inside and putting a bunch of plastic in there is probably it would probably be a very bad thing for me to do. Plus, even if I do that, it's not going to save a lot of weight. It wouldn't. Because we've already got like 2 gigantic thrusters on the back, which are heavy. We've got a couple, several guns, wings, 2 cockpits, a bunch of a bunch of storage, and the fuel tanks. The fuel tanks are heavy too. Hey, Awesomer, how's it going? And there's also the warp drive. The warp drive's pretty damn heavy. So, yeah, there could be a little bit of weight taken off, but not much. I see problems with your front thrusters. They're not covered very near on the cockpit. Yeah. When it comes to the top, though, my biggest worry is always the bottom of the ship, because when you're attacking a point of interest, you rarely want to go completely inverted. You don't want to be inverted when you're getting shot from below. You want to limit the amount of time that you're doing any maneuvers and have the bottom of the ship be hit. That's where the most of my armor is. You can have 2 cockpits on an SV? Yep. I have the bottom of the ship in mind when I put all of my armor on the bottom. You can have so much as you wish, yeah. I need to 2, 10, 100, no problem. Yeah. You have as many as you want. I have just, I've decided to just put a couple. So I'm gonna not be able to do that instead. Mostly because there's certain blocks that are just not cooperating. So rather than fight it, I'm just gonna... That's good. A single player can only use... Yeah, this is totally for looks. This is totally for looks. There are... there are passenger seats. So these things. But they only go on CVs. I don't think they have passenger... Oh, they do. Passenger seats open, and then they have passenger seats closed. So, you can put passenger seats on it, but that's mostly for like a troop carrier kind of a style, where you've got an open back, and you got a place where people can sit inside of a hangar kind of a deal on the back. You wouldn't want to like set one up on the top like this and have someone ride that way. That'd just be kind of a jerk move. And you got the closed ones. Like that. Which is kind of like if you want to put like underbelly kind of style, where you have them lining the outside and you have people get up on board on there. Passenger ships, the passenger stuff is more of like for multiplayer servers. If you all want to get into one vehicle and take off and have someone drive everyone somewhere. Let's see here. Oh yeah, looks like a layer box. It does, like, turn your ship into more of like a mail carrier. That's fair. I feel like I want to put something there. I know what I can do. this. Something like that. And then put something around here. I think like this. Add a couple of more lines. Just to make it look a little bit more quote unquote tactical. Or it just looks cool. Hey, your guns are too loud. Report! Oh my god, reporting! Wait. Nope, we're good. Go. That looks really good. Nope. It. Got the underside to look cool too. Or they're planning mobile turret toilets. Oh man, that would be brutal in this game. Just having to, you know, pay attention to your yet another having to pay attention to yet another meter in this game. That'd be crazy. Like that. Do that. That way there's some lines on the bottom. Best now would be if you could front of the case of emergency for the capsule. Oh yeah. Have the front of the ship just kind of detach in case of emergencies. Yeah. Or have the capsules actually eject. That'd be cool. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's see here. I feel like we need to add some lit textures on this. Here, let's get date, nighttime. That off. Lit up texture is around here somewhere. We could do this right here. That's a good text. And it's there. Good. My Gregor battleship has emergency capsules in the rear as SVs.
6 thrusters on 1 tank generator and a cockpit with a small box. That's cover. That's all. Yeah. That's kind of all you need for a escape pod. Just enough to, you know, get you away from the vehicle, and you know, away as fast as possible. That's fine right there. I feel like I need something back here. Just don't know what. Probably put maybe something like these. Yeah, they light up. Okay. Where would I put them? Here. No. Do some. We could do this. No, we have to wait. Weird. Okay. The idea was 2 bridges, one for normal flight, the other one for flight mode. And if the ship was lost, I can easily jump out and run away to a planet or wait in an asteroid for help. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. You know, design it in such fashion to where you can still get away if the main bridge was destroyed. That I can understand, yeah. Oh my, maybe up here. Okay. Do something. Maybe I'll put some things near the thrusters. Or somewhere right here. Thing right here. Empyrion is arcade, yeah. I like designs that are a little bit more realistic of a spaceship. You know, what you'd expect people, you know, a spacefaring group of people to do. It makes the game a little bit more interesting for me, and a bit more of a challenge. Probably put something like this here. Yeah, I'll go with that. That's good. Ooh. So we put these right here. Then we could make it bright orange. There we go. Looks like rear face thrusters or something like that. I think I've done everything I can, really. Anything else will just make it look like a jumbled mess. This thing. Oh, you get for your first snowfall? Yeah. We're supposedly gonna be getting pretty cold here ourselves. Here, tab. So, wolf, overwrite. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think this vehicle is gonna work out just fine. But yeah, this is the coolest feature right here. Additional thrusters that kick in for combat. Okay. Essentially, this is just an upgraded version of the Fox. That's what this is. Whoa. Okay. Nope. This is just the Fox's bigger brother. One button for kill all fuel, yes. But as you can see, each these are the combat thrusters right here. And you got, in the major directions, up, down, left, and right, 2 thrusters for each, using the Jet S's. And it's the upgraded version of this one. This is the lighter version. And they look similar enough to where you can see the relationship in between the two. Oh. Tomorrow I need to what I need to do is I need to make the I'm gonna make the redesign of this. I'm gonna redesign this thing. We need an upgraded version. This little platform on the bottom is just not gonna work. I need to make one that's easier to get on and off of. And the next upgrade is the lion. Probably the next thing we'll do is make a bomber. Or T-Rex. We'll probably make one that's like a bomber. Call it the Rhino. We'll probably call it the Rhino. I'm kind of going with aggressive animals for all my SVs. That seems to be what we're going with. B-52. Eventually we should come up with designations. Maybe like S, like an S2 for SV. Probably do that. Call this the S2, call that the S1. Why not? Let's start that now. Let's call that the S1. And this will be the S2. Well, actually, this is the S1, that's the S2. Yeah. Oh, S1 Fox. I'll have to save this. We'll overwrite. Overwrite. There we go. Anyway. Overwrite. The funny thing is you remove all ally SV stuff and copy the blocks to your CV. And you'll have this in the form of a CV version. Oh man, that'd be crazy. Okay, I guess one will go into here. One wolf. Box there. Yeah. Oh, can't rename it now that it's on the... Okay. It's on the workshop. Can't rename it. But we will publish this one instead. Unlock level 15. That's actually not bad. It's actually not bad at all. It's a perfect timing, too. So, publish. There we go. I have to do this with my space station and workshop called Spaceball. Nice. Okay, now it's on the workshop. Our very first actual made for combat, well, single player combat SV. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. For our very first one, it actually looks decent. Now we're just gonna have to, when we go into a hardcore playthrough, we're gonna have to play around with this thing and see if we can see what its limitations are. We can already see kind of where its limitations are already. I mean, if this thing is upside down, if it gets any damage up on the top here, we're kind of screwed. But because it's decently maneuverable, we should be able to avoid getting hit on the top or the sides. The sides are also a perfectly fine spot for them to get hit, as long as it doesn't hit any of our thrusters. But our biggest weakness is the back. The back is kind of weak, mostly because if any of these thrusters explode, it's going to just explode the entire ship, which makes sense because, well, that's what it would do if it was a real spaceship. If it was a real spaceship, then you get attacked from behind. It would be just like Star Wars, just Star Wars X-Wing style, just explode from behind. First, I was trying to build like a ball. Then I was thinking, let's make a base. Don't like it to build again, so I use a base starter core. Then copy all the blocks from the SV, convert it to a big block automatically. Yeah. Turn you off. Okay. Put the two ships side by side. This thing does not like to go left and right really quickly. Oh yeah, exactly what I wanted. I wanted this thing to be bigger than that one, so that you actually see a difference, rather than just make it a scaled up version of this one. I find it a nice option if you find a SV you want as a CV. Oh yeah, if you see one of your ships, you're like, hey, that would look really good in a larger form. Yeah, I can see that. We need to make a upgrade version of this thing too. Well, we need to make a better version of this one. We need to find its replacement. And I need to make a troop transport, so something that we can get early on to replace this that allows us to be able to go to warp away to a nearby planet and be able to sit inside. I'm going to actually make it a cargo bay that we could sit inside and use a drone without having to go outside, because that was our biggest issue with this one. Is we went to a snow planet. We're constantly having to keep ourselves warm. So if we make ourselves an actual troop transport where we could sit inside and let our drone go outside, then we could be all nice and safe. And because for a long time, I think Alpha 7, I make it for a friend, a prefab SV to a CV version. Ah, okay. But yeah. That's one of the things I'm going to have to do this week. I have to replace this. I have to redesign it. But the fox is good. Now the wolf. One. Let's see. I get the naming convention right. Wait, let's do this as a proper space, proper military. S-2? S-2? Yes. 1. I think that's how military does it. Wolf and the fox. There I build a block by block. It has there not the knowledge about the full function in creative. Yeah, in creative, you're basically given just an unlimited budget. That's how a lot of these ships were made. A lot of these ships were made in creative first, so that they could mess around with configurations, making sure they're getting the shape they want, rather than do it in survival and be on a limited budget. It definitely slows down the process. Something I reluctantly did, but now that I've actually gotten into creative, I've gotten used to it. But anyway, I'm gonna call it here. Tomorrow, we are upgrading this. We are going to completely replace this one. Make one that's a little bit easier to get in and out of. That's like my biggest that's one of my biggest things I want to change about the light transport. Is it's very difficult to get to the cockpit from ground level. So to go to the ground level, I have to go through that door, up an elevator in the back, and to the front. I want to make something that has probably 2 doors, and I'm also going to improve this to where we can dock our smaller CVs onto, because I made it this big because I was expecting to have a need to attach the Atlas onto the bottom of it. I never had a reason to put the Hercules or the Atlas on it, so. Wait, short. Small meets big? Okay. Small meets big. So this is you translating a small design to a big design. Ah, okay. That's what you mean, yeah. SV CV. Yeah, I could see that design upgrading to a CV. That's actually not bad. Yeah. It works. I could see that the wings didn't translate over, so you had to make them. That's actually a nice CV. I like that design. Very nice. Looks like a spaceship. Looks like a sci-fi spaceship. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all for hanging out. If you're new here, hit the follow button. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna work on a new transport CV, and I'll see y'all later. Stay alive out there. Don't drop your drink. I'll see you later. Bye.